Hello, everyone. Welcome in. This is Crystal Guardian here to do another tarot reading for the collective. We're going to call on our guides, guardians, spirit, ancestors. Please give us your divine guidance and wisdom in this reading today. Let us know anything we need to know. Any negative energies being sent our way, please return them back to the sender. We ask this in the name of the Most High. Thank you. Okay, so let's see what came out so far. We have Epiphany, being realistic, and security. So it says Epiphany. Every day is a day to learn or discover something new, no matter how small or great. Knowledge is power. Be realistic. Get your head out of the clouds and begin seeing things the way they really are. Walk through life wearing rose-colored glasses only leads to pain, embarrassment, and loss. And then we have security. Be careful not to be drawn into a false sense of security. Security begins only when trust has been established. We have no, but it came out in the reverse. It says no is a word we all need to use more often. We stand on it. We also need to accept and receive it as a right of others. So you might have possibly had problems saying no to somebody in the past. We have laughter here. Laughter is a medicine for the soul, so laugh even through the tears. We have move on here. In order to gain closure and heal for ourselves, we must move on from things and people and situations we cannot change. And that is falling out under the be realistic. Okay, improvement in life. There is always room for improvement. Today, take a moment to see what you can be doing better. And that is coming out under security. And then we have humility coming out. It says, life has a funny way of teaching us humility. However, the greatest lesson to learn from our tests and trials is not to be bitter, but to be greater. So I feel like you are having some kind of epiphany. You're moving on. You're becoming more realistic. You're focusing on improving yourself, gaining your security. I feel like you may have been a people pleaser in the past and had a hard time saying no to other people. Let's just get one more out. Saying pull from the bottom of the deck. And it's saying be here now, but it came out in the reverse. Life is too short to be living in the past or worrying about the future. Take time to enjoy every moment to the fullest. So with it being in the reverse, you might be living in your head. You might be reminiscing about the past or having anxiety over the future. Like they say, the past, there's only regrets, so don't live in the past. And the future is just anxiety, so don't live in the future. Be here in the now. So that might be something you need to focus on. That might be the epiphany that you need to learn. So tell us more. Why is epiphany out here? Okay. So we have the Knight of Cups come out. This is about following your heart. With the Ten of Wands here, you faced a lot of struggle, hardships, burdens. You feel exhausted by the responsibilities. With the Chariot coming out, this is about taking control, moving forward, taking action. And then with the King of Pentacles, this is someone who is realistic, dependable. They provide security. They're prosperous, abundant. So you might have this epiphany here. It says every day is a day to learn, discover something new, no matter how great or small. Knowledge is power. So you might be learning to lay down your burdens, Take action to progress forward in your life. Follow your heart. I feel like you're in a King of Pentacles energy, or you're moving into this King of Pentacles energy. You're beginning to follow your heart. Lay down some of your burdens. Take action to move forward. Gain more security, abundance, prosperity. Why is be realistic out here? Let's see. We have the moon. Now this can be about fears, anxiety, illusions. So you might live in your head a lot, like I said. You might have had illusions about things that you couldn't really depend on. We have the Page of Pentacles out here. This is about manifesting your desires, taking opportunities that come along, developing skills. And then the Ace of Pentacles is about opportunity again, manifestation, abundance, new career and financial opportunities. So I feel like you are being realistic. You're moving on in your life. You popped on this Chariot. You're starting to lay down these burdens. You're letting go of these illusions. And you're opening yourself up to new opportunities with the Page of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles being out here. And I feel like that is going to lead to your security. Why is security out here? Okay. We have the Three of Wands coming out. So this is about your ships are coming in. If you've been planning things, making plans, working on something, you will see progress. Your ships are about to come in. You will be moving forward. You will have progress. Four of Pentacles is here. Now this is about saving money and having security. It can be about hanging on to something, but in this case, I feel like you are working on your stability, working on your savings. With the Knight of Pentacles being here, this is somebody who is productive, responsible, dependable. This is the slowest moving knight in the deck, but this is the most stable knight in the deck. This is somebody who's responsible. They're focused. So I feel like this is your energy now. You're moving into this Knight of Pentacles energy. I feel like you might have been trapped in your head before with the be here now being in the reverse. I feel like you are starting to move on with your life. Focus on your stability. We do have a lot of pentacles coming out here. I wasn't sure what kind of reading this was going to be, but with the tarot coming out, this is all about financial security, I feel like, because we have so many pentacle cards coming out. We have the King of Pentacles, which is the energy that you're moving into. We have the Ace of Pentacles coming out. The Page of Pentacles, which is all about seizing new financial and career opportunities with the both of these cards. You're letting go of your illusions. You're laying down your burdens. You're moving out of being trapped in your head, I feel like, living more in the moment, or you need to live more in the moment. With the Ace of Pentacles being here, you're going to see, and the Page of Pentacles, you're going to seize new financial opportunities. You are going to be in this King of Pentacles energy. Your ships are about to come in. You're focused more now on your stability, saving, having a sense of security. And then you are learning to be more responsible, dependable, efficient, more focused and stable. Like this is all coming out on security. So you really are focusing on having financial stability. I feel like with the no coming out in the reverse, like I said, you might have had a hard time saying no to people in the past. Let's see what that is about. I feel like you having a hard time telling people no and pleasing people led to a lot of heartbreaking moments for you with this Three of Swords coming out. But I feel like judgment has been called in the divine, and you're no longer going to be in that energy of pleasing people because it's hurt you too much. Judgment's been called because you're a good person. You let people break your heart by being too nice. So now your spirit team is stepping in. They're calling judgment. They're going to have your ships come in. And they're going to move you to give you the strength to be in this King of Swords energy where you have discipline, mental clarity, authority. You're not afraid to put your sword up. You're not afraid to tell people no. You're not afraid to set boundaries with these people. Why is laughter out here? I feel like in the past you might have had a hard time setting boundaries with others. And that led to a lot of heartbreak for you. But I feel like now you're being more realistic with what you have to do in your life with the Be Realistic card out here. You're starting to put your boundaries up with people. You're starting to focus on yourself and what is best for you in life, your security, not everyone else's. You're no longer filling everybody else's cup while yours is empty. You're learning to focus on yourself now, worry about your own stability. And because of this, your ships are going to be coming in. Now, laughter is here. It says laughter is a medicine for the soul. So laugh even if it's through the tears. And with that, we had the star come out. So you're now in this star energy. You're beginning to have hope, clarity, renewal. You're calming down. You're not living so much in this anxious, anxiety-ridden state of being. You've learned to walk away, or you are learning to walk away from things that don't help you with this Eight of Cups being here. You are finding your happiness now. This Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. So you're now learning to leave things that don't serve you in the past with the Eight of Cups. You're now going towards your own happiness with the Nine of Cups here with wish fulfillment. I feel like people are watching this with this Page of Swords being out here. They're watching you leave this people-pleasing energy, move into this star energy where you're the star of your own life now. You're learning to put your boundaries up with the King of Swords and walk away from people and things that don't serve you. That's how you're going to find your happiness with the Nine of Cups. Other people are watching this with the Page of Swords. They're probably talking about it because they notice that your energy has changed. And they're curious about why or how you went through this energetic change. You're now learning to find joy in life with the star here and the laughter. You're now learning to focus on your own happiness instead of worrying about pleasing everyone else in your life. Like I said, with the Eight of Cups here, you're now moving on. It says move on. In order to gain closure and healing for ourselves, we must move on from things, people, and situations that we cannot change. And I feel like now you're being realistic about this. It says get your head out of the clouds and begin seeing things the way they really and truly are. Walking through life wearing rose-colored glasses only leads to pain, embarrassment, and loss. So I feel like now you're being more realistic. You're starting to see through people more. You're being able to read people's energy better. You're not worrying about people pleasing. You're putting up your boundaries. You're starting to say no to people who don't serve your best interests. You're worrying about yourself, your own security, and your own happiness. You're walking away from these people that just want to put you into conflict and do things to serve themselves, and they don't give a shit if they hurt you or not. So why is move on here? Let's get this. Okay. Yeah, the Fool came out under moving on. So you are now letting go of people, places, and situations that don't serve you. You're ready to take a leap of faith on a new beginning. You've put these past situations to death. These situations that caused you nothing but heartbreak. You're now putting them to death. You're moving on to this new beginning. You're getting away from this devil energy. These people that wanted to have you in this devil energy, which is all about attachments, codependency, toxicity, destructive behaviors. You're getting away from this. You put this to death. You're moving on from this. You're ready to take this leap of faith with the Fool. Have a new beginning. And with the Three of Pentacles being here, you're now ready to build something new with people who are more aligned to your energy and people who are actually going to work with you to help you and collaborate with you and build something real with you, instead of these people who just wanted to tear you down to get what they could out of you because you were afraid to tell them no. You were afraid to hurt feelings. You were afraid to piss people off. They didn't give a shit, though, that they broke your heart. Now judgment's been called on this. You're going in, you're doing the healing. You're learning to have boundaries with people. You're learning to read people's energy. You're making improvements. It says in life, there's always room for improvement. Today, take a moment to see what you can be doing better. So let's see. Why is improvement out here? Okay. So the Wheel of Fortune is here. So this is about a turning point in your life. So I do feel like you are reaching a turning point. You're realizing that these people that were only out to get what they could out of you and hurt you needed to be put in the past. You needed to put this situation with these people and these situations to death. You needed to move on. With the Wheel of Fortune, you're now at a turning point in your life. You're making improvements for yourself. You're going in, you're doing the healing work. With the Six of Cups being here, you've now put these people in the past. You're moving in these situations in the past. You're moving forward. You're building new happy memories. You're finding your joy. You're now in this Emperor energy. Whether you're a man or a woman, you're either already in this Emperor energy if you're going in, doing your healing work, or you're going to be in this Emperor energy. This is about somebody who is a leader. They have respect. They're divine masculine energy, whether you're a man or a woman. They have stability, security. There's somebody that people look up to. Let's see, why is humility out here? It says life has a funny way of teaching us humility. However, the greatest lesson to learn from our tests and trials is not to be bitter, but to be greater. We have the Ten of Cups coming out on that. And the Ace of Wands. Let's get a couple more. Okay. So, under humility, we now have you moving on to the Ten of Cups, which is all about, basically, it's like, I call it the happily ever after card. This is about divine love, harmony, bliss, alignment, happiness, and fulfillment. So you are going to be moving in, as your energy changes and you heal, you are going to be moving into this Ten of Cups. You are going to have this Ten of Cups. With the Ace of Wands coming out, this is about new beginnings, new opportunities, growth. Now with growth here, with the Ace of Wands, you are making improvements to yourself. You are going to have new opportunities and beginnings coming in. You are going to be inspired. This is about taking inspired action. We have the Six of Wands. This is going to lead to your victory and success, public recognition, because now you're moving into this Emperor energy. You also are in the Queen of Wands energy. This is about somebody who has confidence, courage, independence, determination. So you are going to be, if you're not already, in this confident, determined, focused Queen of Wands energy. You're going to move on to your victory and success with these new opportunities and beginnings coming in. You are going to experience the Ten of Cups, happiness, fulfillment, happily ever after. Just remember, when you're going towards this victory and success, to be humble. Don't turn into an asshole like these past people who are in double energy, thinking that you're better than other people because you're going to be having things that other people don't have, because you're making this level up, you're making these improvements, you're having these new opportunities come in. Remember to stay humble, because you're going on to your happily ever after. You're going on to your victory and success. Just remember, not everybody has the same start that we do. We're all in different places in our lives. We're all in different places in our spiritual elevation. So don't judge others who might not have things that you have. Stay humble. Have humility. Okay, now be here now. And that came out in the reverse. And like I said, it says, life is too short to be living in the past, worrying about the future. Take the time to enjoy every moment to the fullest. So like I said, the past is full of regret. The future is full of anxiety. Try to live in the moment. That's where you're going to find most of your happiness, is just living in the moment. Focus on the now. Meditation is a great way to clear your head. We have the Five of Pentacles coming out. So this is about some insecurity, hardship, financial loss. So you might have been in this Five of Pentacles energy in the past, or you might have fears of this happening to you in the future. Okay, give us more. So you are, with the Eight of Pentacles here, you are developing skills, diligence, mastery. You are putting in the work. With the Tower coming out in the reverse, this is about fear of change, restlessness. So I do feel like you have a lot of anxiety with the Be Here Now being in the reverse. I feel like you might have a lot of anxiety about financial stability. That's why you put in so much diligence and work, because you have a fear of being in this Five of Pentacles energy where you're left out in the cold. You have a fear of change. You feel like you always have to avert disaster. It's leading to a sense of restlessness in you. Try not to have so much fear about this. Like I said, try to focus on and enjoy the present moment a little bit more. Okay. The High Priestess, follow your intuition with things. Um, there is celebration and joy coming in. There is stability with the Four of Wands. There is, with the Three of Cups, celebration and joy coming out for you. And then with the King of Cups being in the reverse, this can be like somebody who's obsessive and moody. So I feel like sometimes you can get trapped in your head. It can make you start to obsess over things, to worry about disasters happening in your future that haven't occurred yet and probably will never happen. You have a fear of being left out in the cold. This is why you put in such detail and attention to work. But follow your intuition. And when joy is presented right in front of you, don't be so in your head that you're willing to overlook these celebrations, because both of these cards are about celebration, friendship, collaboration, community, family, just enjoying a happy moment. So don't be so locked in your head worrying about what's going to happen that when you're, say, at a party or out with friends, that you're too busy focusing on money and stability and what could happen and what disaster could befall you next, that you don't take the time to really be there with the people that you love and care about to celebrate these happy times. So that is the reading. If you liked it and it resonated with you, drop a like, comment, or subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye bye.